Another subtopic is marketing costs and margins. If we say marketing costs can be defined as the expenses incurred by marketing agencies for specific functions, services, or roles. We can also define marketing costs as payments made by marketing agencies for services in their marketing channel. Or we can also define marketing costs as fees paid by marketing agencies for services in their marketing channel. So remember, we are talking of marketing agencies on marketing channels. We are saying that this route through which the farm produce, the farm produce will move from the point of production to point of consumption. We find some marketing agencies. So those marketing agencies are the ones which will be transferring those goods from one point to another. So as they are transferring the goods from one point to another, there are some of the expenses they meet. So the expenses which they will incur, these marketing agencies, they will incur for specific marketing functions or services or roles are the ones which we call marketing costs. They are the ones which we call marketing costs. Or some payments which will be made by marketing agencies for services in the marketing channel, still more we refer them marketing costs. Marketing costs. So that's the meaning of marketing costs. We have a table here showing there are three columns. The first column is showing marketing channel level, followed by charges, followed by price in agriculture, then percentage share percent. For example, let's imagine this is the commodity which will be moved from the point of production to point of consumption. Let's imagine it's beans. A bag, 50 kg bag of beans. So at farmers level, farm gate price at Nchewu, that 50 kg bag was sold at 9,000 kwacha. At 9,000 kwacha. But now this 50 kg was not sold direct to the final consumer, but there are some intermediaries which are involved in between. There are some marketing agencies which will help in facilitating the flow of this 50 kg bag from the point of production to the point of consumption. So what will be the extra cost, the marketing cost here? So first of all, this 50 kg bag was bought by an internet trader in Nchewu. So this internet trader incurred some marketing costs. For example, cost of a Hessian sack. Definitely, this internet trader is going to pack the beans in the let's say 50 kg bag sack. So he will not get that sack for free, but rather he's going to pay some money there. So the sack is at 150 kwacha. Apart from that, this internet trader is supposed to transfer this 50 kg bag of beans from Nchewu to Blantyre to the wholesaler. So he's going to meet some expense there, some expenses. For example, transporting. So transport costs to Blantyre 2,850 kwacha. Apart from that, this internet trader cannot do everything here for free. but you also need the profit or return out of that. So the return charged by each trader is 60,000 kwacha. So if we can add up 150 kwacha, 2,850 kwacha plus 6,000 kwacha, the total cost incurred by intraday trader, or total expenses incurred by intraday trader, is adding up to 9,000 kwacha. Definitely, if this intraday trader is to sell that 50 kg bag to the wholesaler, he is not going to sell at 9,000 kwacha as per farmer level farm gate price, but he's going to sell this 50 kg bag at 18,000 kwacha. Where is this 18,000 kwacha coming from? It's the farm gate price here, 9,000 kwacha, plus the expenses he has incurred, this internet trader has incurred, which is 9,000 kwacha. It is adding up to 18,000 kwacha. So the wholesaler, they are going to buy the same 50 kg bag, which was at 9,000 kwacha at farm gate level, at farmer's level, but he's going to buy at 18,000 kwacha, including the costs for internet trader. So that 50 kg bag has reached the wholesaler. Now, the wholesaler here is also going to perform some of the marketing functions. For example, you may wish to select or grade the beans, white beans, separating them from red ones, from green ones, so on and so forth. So, when grading, definitely at wholesaler level, they are going to employ some people to perform that marketing function. So those people, they will demand money out of that. They will demand some payments. So payments for grading, for example, on this table, it is showing 1,000 kwacha. Apart from that, he may also wish to repack those beans, maybe 25 kgs or 20 kgs per bag, 10 kgs or 5 kgs bag. So packing also, definitely they are going to employ some members there to facilitate this activity. So those members, they also need cash as payments. So packing cost 1,500. Then storage as well, 1,000 kwacha. And lastly, wholesale returns. The owner of the wholesaler will also need some return or some profit out of that. So 2,500. So this 50 kg bag will no longer be sold at 18,000 kwacha as this wholesaler bought from internet trader, but rather it will be 18,000 kwacha plus expenses incurred by the wholesaler at wholesaler level, which is this adding up to 6,000 kwacha. Expenses on wholesaler level is 6,000 kwacha. So this wholesaler now, the wholesaler will sell the 50 kg bag not at 18,000 kwacha, but rather at 18,000 plus 6,000, which is giving 24,000 kwacha. So the retailer now, they are going to buy from the wholesaler in Blantyre at 24,000 kwacha. Now, these retailers, the retailer will also incur some expenses as well. So there are also costs incurred by retailer here. For example, they are going to buy this 50 kg bag from, let's say, Blantyre town, and they will need to transport it to where they are. For example, from town to Ndiland. So transport to Ndiland, 300 kwacha. Apart from that, they may need to advertise that they have some beans, what and what. So displaying and advertising cost 2,400. Storage as well, 1,300. Apart from that, retailers returns or commission 80,000 kwacha, 8,000 kwacha. So total costs and retail level, it is coming up to 12,000 kwacha. So if the final consumer who is going to buy from the retailer, from this retailer, this final consumer, he will no longer buy the same 50 kg bag at 24,000 kwacha as per retailer level who bought from the wholesaler. But now they are going to, these final consumers, they are going to buy a 50 kg bag of beans at 24,000 plus 12,000 kwacha, which is the cost incurred by retailer. So it will be 36,000 kwacha. So 36,000 kwacha now, it will be the price paid by, the final consumer. So here we're just describing only the marketing costs at each level or at each point where the produce will be flowing from one point to another up until they reach the final consumer. So as I was explaining that at each stage where the produce will reach, there will be some of the marketing functions which will be performed. So those marketing functions which will be performed at each and every at each stage in the marketing channel, they will not be for free. They will be charged. There will be some charges or on each marketing function which will be performed. So those charges on the marketing functions which will be performed are the ones which we're talking about here, that they are the marketing costs. They are marketing costs. Some quick observation here from the table. We're seeing that on the last part there is a percentage share out of the amount or the price paid by the final consumer, which is 36,000 kwacha. We're seeing that from that 36,000 kwacha paid by the final consumer, the farmer will only have 25% share. The internet trader, 25% share. The wholesaler, 16.67 share. Then the retailer, 33.33% share. We can see here that the producer, it means out of what the final consumer is going to pay, the producer, who is the farmer who will do most of the activities, we're talking on the farm, is going to get very little share out of what the final consumer is going to pay. Let's analyze the table. The table shows marketing agencies at various stages in the marketing channel for beans. It also shows what each marketing agency does and what each service costs. You will also note that each of the marketing agencies has marketing functions to fulfill. For example, internet traders were assemblers who gather small quantities of produce, hence they'll need sack and transport. And the sacks and transport are therefore expenses or costs, which is making the marketing costs which we are talking about. And if we can also analyze further, we can also find some sources of marketing costs. Therefore, the sources of marketing costs from the table will therefore include expenditure or, for example, costs of assembling, packaging, storage, transporting, grading, as well as advertising. And they may also include expenses on licenses, taxes, as well as other marketing fees. Let's now calculate marketing. How best can we calculate marketing costs? More especially total marketing costs. So total marketing cost can be calculated just by adding all the marketing expenses incurred by marketing agencies. For example, the total marketing cost, according to the table, it will be internet trader expenses plus wholesalers expenses plus retailer expenses. So for internet trader expenses, we came to the total of 9,000 kwacha. Wholesaler expenses total of 6,000 kwacha. Then retailer expenses total of 12,000 kwacha. So it's just a matter of adding 9,000 kwacha plus 6,000 kwacha plus 12,000 kwacha, which is coming up to 27,000 kwacha. So according to the table, the total marketing cost is coming up to 27,000 kwacha. Let us now look on the marketing margin. If we say marketing margin or total marketing margin should be the gap or difference between retail price and farm gate price. Or marketing margin of the product can also be the difference between what the person paid for the product and what he or she charges for it, or the cost to the seller and the cost to the consumer, the difference between the cost to the seller and the cost to the consumer. For example, internet trader bought beans from the farmer at 9,000 kwacha, but he sold the same beans which he bought at 9,000 kwacha. He sold the beans to the wholesaler at 18,000 kwacha. So the difference here should be 9,000 kwacha. 18,000 minus 9,000 kwacha. It is giving us 9,000 kwacha. Let's try to calculate marketing margin for each stage of marketing channel. Marketing margin at internet trader, we're saying that it's 18,000 minus 9,000, giving us 9,000 kwacha. And marketing margin at wholesaler level, the wholesaler, they bought the beans at 18,000 kwacha, but they sold at 24,000 kwacha. So the difference is 6,000 kwacha. And lastly, at retail level, marketing margin, these retailer, they bought the beans at 24,000 kwacha, but they sold at 36,000 kwacha. So the difference is 12,000 kwacha. That's the marketing margin. So we can add up to find the total marketing margin. 9,000 plus 6,000 plus 12,000, it is coming up to 27,000. So total marketing margin, as we have already described in terms of the meaning, we're saying that is the difference between retail price and farm gate price. So retail price minus farm gate price, we find the total marketing margin. The retail price according to the table is 36,000 kwacha. Farm gate price according to the table is 9,000 kwacha. So the difference, the total marketing margin in this case is 27,000 kwacha. Marketing margins, of course, it also describes how much more consumers have to pay after the commodity leaves production point. As I have already said, at production point or at farm gate price, farmers level, the beans was at 9,000 kwacha. But after the commodity leaves the point of production, reaching to the point of consumption, the price changes up to 36,000 kwacha, from 9,000 to 36,000 kwacha. So we're saying that marketing margin describes how much more consumers have to pay after the commodity leaves the production point. So the consumer is going to pay extra 27,000 kwacha. Extra 27,000 kwacha after the commodity leaves production point. So that's the marketing margin we're talking about. There should be a relationship between marketing costs and marketing margin. If you can look close, when we are calculating the total marketing cost and total marketing margin, total marketing cost we calculated, we came up, we added each to 27,000 kwacha. And my total marketing margin also coming up to 27,000 kwacha. So we can see here that marketing costs in this case is equal to marketing margin.
Yanu kufunafuna mapunziro muzakhala wotumidwa moyo wanu wonse. Ngati simuphunzira anthu azingokutumani ajala kalime ajala kuchwe manyazi ajala katende yanti ndipo anthu ophunzira wandu wotuma so kwambiri. Ndiye ngati simuphunzira skulu akuyikirani apa mukhala otumidwa.